Hi folks, good morning to each one of you and have a wonderful new year ahead. I'm sure the new year has ushered in all the health, wealth and prosperity to each one of you. As always, we speak about life and careers, and in this probably a little longer video, I speak about a whole bunch of small ideas which can usher in big change in your life. Yeah, a lot of these things you might be practicing already, but if some of them aren't being practiced by you in your life, I think it is high time you probably consider looking at them. These are also not practices. These are also a lot of reflections in terms of what your thought processes are in your mind, where you stand in your life at this point in time. Are you at the crossroads both in your life and career, and a number of things like that. I've kind of tried and listed about 50 points which will give you a spectacular life, and I'll start off straight without wasting much of time. As I said, if life and careers, good life and good careers is something which will interest you, probably can consider subscribing to this channel. Number one, start daily journaling. Journaling is supposed to be one of the best habits because it allows you to reflect each day in terms of how the day went. You could do it at any part of the day, maybe sometime early in the morning or in the evening at the end of the day, to just reflect upon how the day was and what were your high points and low points of the day. A very, very good habit. Yeah, you can do it in your own style. You can adopt pen and paper. You can probably use a PC or your tablet or whatever, whichever is convenient, but probably even 10 minutes of journaling every day is probably going to change your life for good. The next thing is start earning passive income. Consider passive income as a serious business. Don't think your active income alone is going to suffice in life. Passive income is very, very important. I have spoken extensively about passive income in this particular channel, and I do have a couple of videos on that. Probably if you could just browse through the videos in the channel, I'll probably consider that you probably will like the passive income videos, or videos on how to generate passive income or alternate sources of income. Alternate sources of income are going to be extremely important in the coming years, thanks to the unstable careers, changes in the marketplace, changes in terms of technology, AI and things like that on the job front. Your job which was assumed to be permanent until now probably is not going to be permanent, and there is also a possibility that your job will disappear in the next 5 or 10 years. If your job is going to disappear in the next 5 or 10 years, what exactly will you do? What are the better skills you have that you can deploy in the marketplace? I think these are things which you need to consider in this new year. There is no need to get paranoid about it, worried about it, but yeah, you have to probably reflect a lot in terms of what exactly you're doing and where you're standing in your career with respect to your skill sets, and whether these skill sets are going to be marketable in the long run. Are they going to be marketable the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? If they're going to be marketable beyond 10 years, yes, I think you're probably safe. But if they are not going to be marketable maybe over a period of or exceeding a period of 3 to 5 years, then you need to really rethink about what you're doing now, what you're doing in your career, how you can change your course, whether you need to reskill yourselves, whether you need to probably pick up and start from scratch again in terms of following new things and things like that. Consider all this in this new year. Again, when I say consider this in the new year, I don't mean you need to probably be brooding about it all 365 days. Maybe spend some time every week, spend some time every day just pondering about it, and that will probably sure be a guiding light for you. The next thing is, this is very, very rudimentary, but I've seen a lot of people doing it, but some of us may not be doing that. Track your expenses and see if your expenses are well within your income. See if your savings rate is probably good enough in terms of to help for a rainy day. And rainy days are not always just rainy days. Sometimes they are a storm, and if storm comes, I think your savings have to be very, very considerable to help you sail through. So begin saving in a small way. You might be in whichever part of your career. You might be in early career, late career, you might be a fresher out of college, but from day one, I mean from the day you earn your first salary, I think it is very, very important for you to have a saving habit. This is not a financial channel, but yeah, if you look at life, a lot of our problems in life primarily are based on money. So as long as money is there is a good amount of money, I think you are saved for your life. And money in the future, money in the distant future, money for urgent needs is something which will always be in good stead. To that point, yes, I think money is the most important anchor in life. Nothing else is important. There are people who say family is important, family is love, family is affection, family is bonding, but worst comes to worst, if things get into dire straits, the problems in life are going to solve more by money than anything else. I think love and affection are not saleable in the marketplace, but money is for sure saleable in the marketplace. Make sure you have enough money, so start that saving habit today. Health is wealth. I think very, very important, particularly we keep hearing about a lot of sudden demises for unknown reasons, puzzling reasons. They also say that COVID is one of the reasons for this, but nevertheless, don't worry about all that. We need to really stay fit. The only thing which will keep us in good state in the long term and will keep us productive is staying fit. So exercise every day, do some small exercises every day. If you have passion in cycling and things like that, start doing it about 20 minutes a day. Yoga, aerobic exercises. It is not only, it is not necessary that you need to go to the gym to be a bodybuilder, but I think even spending about 30-40 minutes every day religiously exercising yourself gives you a good health, good heart, and a great mind. And as they always say, active body is an active mind, so it helps very much in your career. Don't assume that as long as you just have to blindly focus on your career and forget about anything else. A great career, a long-term career, a marathon in your career is primarily based on the good health which you have. So remember that and make sure that you start focusing on your health. Do anything and everything to keep yourself healthy. Focus on the right kind of food for you, focus on the right kind of sleeping habits for you, focus on exercising every day. It can go on and on and on. You need to probably take a call as to what kind of exercises, what kind of lifestyle will keep you active, both in the body and mind. See if you can create online courses based on your strengths, based on your skills and competencies. Market those online courses. Look at it this year. Look at if you can create maybe one or two courses, or even many more courses in areas which you are excellent. You can be a software programmer, you can be a coder, you can be a marketing person, you can be a salesperson, you can be a coach, you can be a family counselor. You can be any of these. If you're a well-rounded personality, make sure you probably build a course and probably upload this course in one of these online education platforms. Again, as I spoke initially, passive income is very, very important, and this is not just passive income. You're also trying to chase your passion and make sure that you stay more productive. It also gives you more avenues, throws up more avenues in your career. And as I said, alternate career planning is very, very important. To that extent, maybe it is high time you started this year by probably seeing if you can build one or two courses. There are numerous ways. You can just go to YouTube and look at videos as to how you have to design courses. These are not very expensive, very easy. Some basic equipment at home, and whatever your strong points or whatever your knowledge is, you can sell that knowledge and make people better. I think sharing knowledge is very, very important, and this year you make it a point to see if you can mentor more people, share your knowledge, share your skills, so that many more people get better, and in the process we also get better. So see if you can do that in 2025 amongst a whole lot of things which I'm suggesting here. Again, I spoke about this earlier, exercising. So like that, bring in a lot of new productive habits in your life, and use this as an opportunity to also erase some bad habits from your life. I mean, they say when you have to kill bad habits, the best way is to replace it with good habits. So in that sense, see if there are any bad habits. Again, it is your own introspection. Nobody can tell you what is your bad habit or good habit, but anything which doesn't add value to you, it can be tangible value, it can be intangible value, it can be knowledge, it can be just fun, passion, but anything which is not this and it is just sheer waste of time. You're just filling the hours in the day. A lot of times what happens is we just keeping filling hours in the day. We just we so tuned in a way that we just want the day to end, and to that extent we don't do productive things. We just fill the day by some kind of an activity or other, and life is always a choice between activity and accomplishment. So make sure you always focus on accomplishments. I'm not saying you should be paranoid about accomplishments. It is not that you should not entertain yourselves with some kind of movies you like, serials you like, or whatever, but they shouldn't be bordering on addiction. So make sure your calendar looks very, very healthy, both in terms of your mental and physical activities, both in terms of what tangible and intangible value it adds to you. So to that extent, create more and more good habits. Not many. I think even if you pick up one or two good habits, like I said, if you want to cycling 15-20 minutes a day is going to add immense value to you. If you're going to do yoga 20 minutes a day, if you probably are going to design a course which you're going to upload in the future, 20 minutes a day. So a lot of things like this. It not be big things. Small things in life is what makes a difference. So try and see if you can add a lot of small new habits and erase maybe one or two big habits. It will probably be of good state for you in 2025 and much beyond. I've also spoken about this earlier. I think avoid getting into chat rooms, anonymous chat rooms. They are the biggest time killer today. Yeah, I'm not saying many of us are doing this, but some of us may be doing this. And believe me, as someone who's gone through all that, these are just time fillers, and they just time flies when you keep spending time on these anonymous chat rooms. It is just what I call as vicarious pleasure. You really don't any add value to you, and probably it drains a lot of your energy, both physical and mental. So be very, very careful. 2025 resolve that if you are somebody who's spending time on these anonymous chat rooms, stay away from these chat rooms. And these chat rooms are, in a sense, are baby steps towards darker things on the web. And stay away from the dark web. I always keep saying that dark web is more dicey and dangerous than social media. Yeah, social media is another addiction. I always keep telling people, if your job is not involving social media, and if you're going to spend more than 60 minutes a day on social media, then you need to really reconsider your options. Don't keep on spending time on social media. Don't do doom scrolling. Again, people who earn their life through social media, who are social media marketing executives, who are digital marketing executives, who are marketing professionals, who have to be on social media to create their content for their clients. They, of course, have to be there on social media. But otherwise, if you are somebody who is just passing time on social media, try and avoid being on social media much longer, maybe 60 minutes a day or 90 minutes a day. Even that is very high, but at best about 90 minutes a day for doom scrolling and nothing more than that, then your life will drastically change. This time, which is getting freed from such activities, build up good habits is what I would say. And these good habits could be anything. Pick up a reading habit. If you're good at writing, pick up your writing skills, start writing a blog for yourself. See if you can create a blog in your area of interest. It can be anything. It may be related to your work, it can be related to your passion, it related to your teaching interests, anything and everything like that. So see if you can create a blog. Blogging is very, very easy. You've got hundreds of websites which teach you blogging. Become a content marketing professional, become a content writer. And as I keep saying, all of us are content writers, because we need to write content for ourselves. We need to write content for personal branding ourselves, even small presence on platforms like LinkedIn, professional networks, or professional forums, professional blogs like Medium, etc. is all about content writing. You need not be a flamboyant writer like an author, but effectively, if you are able to communicate whatever is your technical and non-technical content to a specific niche target audience, which will notice your professional skills, and this is going to go very, very big way in terms of your personal branding. And creating a personal brand is very, very important for you. I think you should probably read upon personal branding. If you don't have a personal brand until now, I think you should start working on that. 2025, look at it as an opportunity to build a huge personal brand. Personal brands are very, very powerful, particularly both on the personal and professional side. If you want to make a career, very strong career, if you want to probably people, if you want companies to come looking for you to hire based on your knowledge and skills, I think blogs and personal brand is a very, very powerful tool. So make sure you create that personal brand. Make sure you start working on that personal brand. Begin making a customized resume for yourself. Very, very important. I think I've also spoken about it in this channel earlier. Any resume is actually supposed to be customized, so you're not supposed to send two similar documents for two different companies or applications. So make sure you work on a customized resume. Working on a customized resume will also help you reflect a lot in terms of what are the best skill sets you have, what are the best skill set you have to exhibit, what are your accomplishments, what are your career milestones, and how you can market yourselves by speaking or highlighting a story on those lines. I think today a resume is all about your powerful story. Unless otherwise your corporate is convinced that your very, very story is very powerful from a professional point of view, no one is going to hire you today. A lot of times we think just sending a resume is going to help us. It is not. Resume is just a first step in terms of getting an audience with the organization. Subsequent to that, it is all about how you tell your powerful story. So a story has to have ups and downs. Your story has to have very, very powerful highlights, turning points, high points in your career. So try and try and speak about all these things in your mind and create a hypothetical interview situation in your mind and see how you will market your story. And to market your story very well, the base or the foundation to market yourselves very well in job interviews and career interviews is a customized resume. So if you don't have a customized resume, start working on customized resumes. Imagine there are one or two hypothetical jobs and see how you will write your resumes. And I always keep saying, don't outsource writing your resumes because they just do a mechanical job. They will not know your story unless otherwise you sit and spend a couple of hours or 2-3 hours over a weekend and powerfully articulate your story and put it in writing. Again, I said it is not flowery words that matter, it is the content that matters. You can use whatever format you are comfortable with, but make sure you highlight those, I think, 2-3 turning points, decisive turning points in your career, decisive turning points which made you what you are today. And these are the kind of points which are very, very important to be sold. The company will hire you only for those turning points which you created in the organizations you work for. A customized resume is very, very important. I think use 2025 as a base to build your customized resume. Assess your financial status, very, very important. Assess your financial goals. Again, financial goals are very, very intricately linked to career goals. Your work goals and money goals are very, very interlinked. So what are you earning today? How much would you want to earn more? Do you have to supplement your present income with more income? How are you going to do? Are you going to create passive income? It is a whole array of things which lead to financial independence. Financial independence, again, in a marathon, as these finance professionals or financial advisors now say, the first crore is very, very tough, but the subsequent crores are very, very easy. So if you've made your first crore, wonderful, but if you've not made your first crore even now, I think very, very strongly you need to be inclined to more financial planning. Maybe take advice if you require, invest in systematic investment plans. People who are in the finance arena or finance function will probably help you, guide you better. I'm not a finance person, but I know the power of compounding money. I keep talking about the importance to compound both your money and also compound your career. Career compounding I've discussed elsewhere in this channel. I think you should probably spend some time and go through that video. Very, very powerful thoughts to help quadruple your career growth compared to what you're growing now. So very, very important thoughts. In 2025, compound both money, compound career, extremely important for your long-term goodness. And if you already have thought on those lines, excellent, but you've not thought on those lines, make sure you start thinking about compounding money and compounding your career. This is very, very important. I'm sure you understand the importance of this. And as I keep saying, careers are not built overnight. We see people who are successful in your career and we wonder why we aren't successful. These small things which they did, like building a customized resumes, planning their careers well, planning their monies well, very, very carefully planning their roles and responsibilities, how they will grow over the next 5 years, 10 years, and when they grow, what is the kind of money they want to earn, what are the kinds of incentives they want to earn, what is the kind of ESOPs they should look at, and which are the organizations which will give this kind of benefits. That is how they make their career moves. They're not blind about their career moves. A lot of planning and thought process goes into it, a lot of reflection goes into it, and you should be one of those persons who also does a lot of reflection. So extremely important. I'm sure you will bear this in mind. And as I said, these could sound very, very trivial points, but even following a handful of these points will I think turn your life upside down for good. I'm not saying turn your life upside down in the bad sense, but I'm saying in the good sense. You really would be at a much higher platform maybe 2-3 years from now if you pick up some of these things. So keep that in mind. Again, increase your circle of competence, increase your knowledge. Today, what is very, very important is a T-shaped knowledge. 1 or 2 areas where you're extremely strong, you're the best in your space. Maybe you're in the top 1%, 2%, 3% in your subject area. It can be coding, it can be marketing, you can be sales guy, you can be a writer, you can be anything. You can be a tech person, you can be an R&D person, you can be a pharma R&D person, you can be an automobile R&D person, you can be an automobile sales guy. But in that, are you in the top 2%, 1%, or at worst 5%? If not, I think the future is going to be very tough. AI will essentially replace unintelligent people, is what I always say. And unintelligent people not by virtue of their background and pedigree, but unintelligent people in terms of not just what they are contributing now to the organization, but in terms of their creativity, in terms of how they are doing things very, very drastically different to what others are doing. So are you having one set of best practices? Are you the best in your field? Are you in the top 5%? Have you put in 10,000 hours of work to hone your circle of competence, to prove your point that you are the best in that trade, probably if not in the entire country, at least in the geography you are. I think these are the things which are going to make you replaceable in the market space. I've spoken a lot about how it is very, very important to have irreplaceable skills, and if you don't have irreplaceable skills, which is again a part of your circle of competence, you're going to have a very, very tough time in a long-term career. Jobs under threat because of AI, robotics, the advent of technology, etc., etc. All of them are going to happen to people who have replaceable skills, but you have one set of irreplaceable skills. Nobody can take away your job, however, and in fact you'll be more sought after by the best of organizations if your skills are replaceable. These could be very, very basic skills, it could be higher end skills, whatever it is. Work on your set of replaceable skills. 2025 and beyond is going to be the year or the decade of irreplaceable skills and the depth of competence and a very strong circle of competence. Please bear this in mind. I'm sure you'll take it in the right sense. I'm not trying to probably fearmonger people by saying that you don't have irreplaceables, but believe me, if you have irreplaceables, you become the highly marketed product today in today's job market. I think I also spoke about this earlier. Do a career reality check. Make sure you clearly know where you stand in terms of your career. Reevaluate your career choices. Have you grown as much as you should in your career, or should probably you take? Are you lagging behind? Why are you lagging behind? Probably talk to people, talk to professionals. Understand what are the skills you miss. What are the opportunities you missed? Are they missed opportunities which you have? How can you handle your career better? I think considerable amount of reflection on that, even for a few minutes a day, a few minutes a week, is going to make a sea of a difference in your life and career. Building your career or architecting your career is something which you have to do. I think you are the author of your career book, and if you don't write that appropriately, rework your strategies, rework your options, and keep reevaluating your choices and see where you stand by assessing your personal brand, assessing your professional brand, assessing your strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and a whole lot of things like that. I think unless otherwise you keep consciously working on these things, it is going to be very, very tough to research your career or probably reinvent your career. So use 2020 as an opportunity to reinvent your career. Reinventing your career and reinvent your life is a constant thing. Every year it has to happen, and probably if you've not done it for the past few years, I think this year is going to be one of the best times to reevaluate your career options. I've spoken earlier on about making money, having a good work and things like that. It is all a part of that, but consciously make sure you reinvent your career as quickly as possible if you probably aren't as successful as you think you are. Another very, very important thing, don't deem your success or failure based on somebody else's yardsticks. Measure yourselves in your own yardsticks. Whatever I say in terms of measuring yourselves, how powerful you are and things like that, has to be based on your own yardsticks. Never get into this problem where you compare yourselves with others. Don't compare yourselves with peers. Don't compare yourselves with your family network. Don't compare yourselves by looking at people on Instagram, by people on LinkedIn. Their priorities are very different. Their conditions are very different. You are a very, very different and unique personality, and everything which you do has to be in your own volition. Judge yourselves but by your own yardsticks and not by anybody else's yardsticks. That is very, very important, and I'm sure you are already doing that, and if you're not doing that, make sure you do that in 2025. 2025 is going to be a very, very exciting year if you probably reinvent yourselves if you've not done it till now. I think that is a very, very important thing we need to bear in mind. I'm sure you have it in mind already, but my idea of this podcast, a fairly long one, is only to probably reiterate the numerous small things which we all can do by very, very little effort in life, but if they're all put together and they compound together, they make spectacular changes maybe in 3 to 5 years time. I've seen people doing this. I have been through a lot of tough times, but despite that, I probably am in a decently good shape today, primarily because I keep doing these changes as much as possible. Incremental changes, small changes, erasing bad habits, creating good habits, replacing good habits by bad habits. exploring freelancing options, exploring additional income. I haven't saved a lot of money, but maybe from now on I should be more careful in saving more money. And I'm sure a lot of times we think we should have done this 10 years back. So whatever you wanted to do 10 years back, do that in 2025. That is a very, very important point you should bear in mind. A lot of times we just allow time to pass, years to pass, even decades to pass without probably assessing ourselves in terms of which direction we are going. Very, very important. I keep saying self-development books mislead you. Don't blindly go by self-development books. As a matter of fact, I say you can trash self-development because end of the day, your life, your career is a series of choices you make. No Robin Sharma or Stephen Covey or any other knows what your life. They don't live your life. So for your life, you're the author. For your life, you need to architect your life accordingly. So self-development books, take them with a pinch of salt. A lot of times what happens is we read self-development books and assume things are going to magically happen. Doesn't happen. You should probably slog a few hours a day. You should consciously work in a particular direction for a few hours a day. But what happens is I myself have done this. We just quietly maybe lie down and read self-development books and just keep dreaming that wonderful things will happen. Things are not going to happen that way. You need to really slog it out in the market. You need to slog it out in the job market. You need to slog it out to keep your family happy. You need to slog it out to attain your material needs. But if you do all this scientifically, maybe the slogging becomes very, very lesser, and at some point things start happening by itself. And this is not by magic or destiny. It is because of your own conscious efforts of what all you put in life to make your career and life better, your family better. Again, very, very important. Two things on the family front I wanted to emphasize. One, don't be too attached to the family when you're taking big career decisions, when you have to desire on relocation and things like that. If there are opportunities, relocate. If there are wonderful career opportunities, big career moves, and if there are some compromises on the family front which you have to make in terms of physical proximity, I think you should really do that. Never get too emotionally attached, and don't mix up family and career when you have to take big career decisions. They really put you back by 5 or 10 years in your career. Make one right move like that in terms of compromising family interests, very, very short term, and you'll probably be 10 years ahead in your career compared to your peers. Very, very important. At the same time, I always say, don't disqualify your family time. Spend a lot of family time. Bond with your family. Spend quality time with your family. Travel with your family. Go on holidays maybe a couple of times every year. Make sure that your family time is intact. But doesn't mean that you have to compromise your career. You need to strike a fine balance between family and career. And I'm sure you're already doing that, but if you're not doing that, it's probably very, very important to probably assess your options and things like that. Again, I've spoken earlier about the need to save for a rainy day. Today, unfortunately, I think both good and bad things happen, but when bad things happen, they happen like a flood. A lot of bad things happen, putting our bank balance back by maybe 5 years or 10 years. So it is very essential to keep that kind of bank balance, and that is why at the beginning of this podcast I said you need to save a lot of money. If you're not in the saving habit, if you're not planning your career, if you're not planning your money, it is going to be very, very tough when something sudden happens in life. So be very, very conscious about it. Explore your monetary position, explore your money options, explore your earning options, and if you're not earning enough, I think you probably have to look at options like passive income, which is very, very important. I keep repeating this. In this podcast also I'm repeating it. I've spoken a lot about passive income options. I will probably put up many more videos in that, but passive income, I'm sure there are thousands of other videos on passive income in this channel. You should probably go through them, educate yourselves on passive income, and make sure that you start earning passive income as early in your career as possible. There is no conflict of interest in this. Passive income is completely legal as long as you're not working in your core area of work, focused in the area of your day job. You can earn passive income anytime. So that is very, very important. I see a lot of people missing on that. A lot of people make an assumption that the careers are taken for granted. Nothing will happen to them. Those days are gone. Your careers can vanish in thin air the next 3 to 5 years time, thanks to the impact of technology. Already a lot of menial jobs are getting displaced, and it is a matter of time when artificial intelligence becomes so intelligent that it can write exactly what you write as a code and even better. in a matter of minutes. It will do what you do in hours, it will do in minutes. So if you think you are in that space where you're vulnerable to these kind of things, you need to be extremely careful in this year. Use this year as a stepping stone to probably reinventing yourself. I come to the end of part 1 of this video. This is a fairly long video. I'll put up part 2 of this video where we continue to talk about a lot of these small measures which will change your life for good. Thanks for your time. It was wonderful connecting with you on the first day of the year. As always, I wish you a very, very happy family, happy life, wonderful career ahead with all the wealth, health and prosperity. And of all these, I think the best of health is very, very important. I pray for your health. Thanks for your time. Stay tuned to this channel. Consider liking and subscribing to this channel. I'll put up part 2 in the same series maybe in a day or two. Thank you. Wonderful talking to you. Have a great time ahead. I wish you a best of 2025 and years to come. Thank you.